Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale, Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi, Pashyatya Deshtarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So our topic of today is King Chitraketu meets the Lord. Little bit about the background. He meets Ananta, Lord Ananta. He meets. So just a little background about this. That Narad Muni, he brings the dead son into the everybody's vision. He died because of his uh, co-wives, so many wives. Krataguti's co-wives, they poisoned the child who was hardly 5 years old. He brings him back to life, and so he's asking, this child is asking, in which birth are these my parents? No one is permanently related. Relationships and feelings of possessiveness are temporary. You may possess feeling of possessiveness on the house, family, wealth, prestige, beauty. They are all temporary. Possessiveness are temporary, and qualities of the Lord and the Jiva has been described. The relatives were freed from lamentation, and Krataduti's co-wives atoned for their son. Chitraketu, being enlightened by the sages, offered respect to them. Then he is paying obeisances to the Chaturvyu, different, and they're talking about difference between the Jiva and the Lord. Jiva are always Jiva. Even if they are in a liberated state, they are still Jiva. Not that when they are free from materialism, they become God or close to God. They are still Jiva souls. And various features of the Lord in person Brahman, the cause of the universe, who is beyond the senses, the source of consciousness. He is the one. So Chitraketu chanted his mantra for 1 week. That they were given the mantra by this Narad and Narad Muni. So he chanted just for 1 week only, and attended rulership over the Vidyadhar planet and darshan of the Shesha, Ananta Shesh, that he had the darshan. So now that is what we are going to talk about, that how he had the darshan within 1 week. And so Chitraketu attains the Lord's darshan. And that is text number 29. So this Vidyadhar ruler, that is on the heavenly planets. That's where he was ruling. So text number 29. Tata kati payahobhir vidyayed dhama vidyayed dhama no gati jagama deva devasya seshasya charanantikam. Thereafter, within a very few days, by the influence of the mantra and that Chitraketu had practiced, his mind became increasingly enlightened in his spiritual progress. So, and he attained shelter at the lotus feet of Anantadev. Dadami, by this mantra, which was very powerful, that he received from Narad Muni, such a elevated spiritual master, his mind was concentrated. And then he was glorifying, and then he attained the shelter at the lotus feet of the Anantadev. It means he had a vision of the Lord Anantadev. He could see him within a week. Khatwanga Maharaj, like in this history, Khatwanga was helping the demigods in the fight against the Asuras, and he won. But he was given ask any boon. But he asked them, tell me how long I will be living. So just 1 ghadi, hardly 24 minutes. So he completely concentrated his mind on the Lord Narayan, and he had a vision of the Narayan, and he went back home, back to Godhead. So Viman came and he left. So some people could get this kind of benedictions very, very soon. Dhruv Maharaj, he was hardly 5 years old, but within 6 months of his tapasya, first the Lord came inside his heart, and then he appeared outside, and then he disappeared, just to increase his longing for him. And so he had a vision of the Lord within 6 months of his practice. Prahlad Maharaj, he had seen the Lord in the womb. It's like while he was in the womb, he learned about the Lord, although he did not see him, but he was remembering always, chanting the names Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and he got freedom from all this entanglement. And so in this way, we see this Chitraketu, he got, like as I said, within just 7 days. Parikshit Maharaj was seeing the Lord within the womb, because his mother was a devotee, and she asked for protection. His mother was Uttara. She asked for protection to the Supreme Lord because Brahmastra was coming from. So he entered the womb, and he was having Sudarshan Chakra rotating all around, and he was throwing that Brahmastra. Brahmastra could not enter inside the womb to destroy. That was his plan, to destroy the last heritage, like Parikshit Maharaj. Everybody died, Abhimanyu and all the means. So Pandavas were there, but there was no one such who could take care of that. So he, Draupadi's 5 children, they got died in the battlefield, like Ghatotkajan, Bhima's son, he also died. So there was nobody was left over. These 5 children were killed, or their necks were cut by Ashwatthama. So purport, a devotee's ultimate achievement is to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord in any one of the planets in the spiritual sky. You could see the lotus feet wherever it are in the spiritual sky, or even in the material way. If you could see, if you are completely free, Jivan Mukta, you are free from any attachment, then even in the lifetime you could see the Lord. As a result of rigid execution of devotional service, a devotee receives all material opulences. Whatever you want, the Lord gives him if you have intense devotional service. If these are required. Really, material opulences are not required, but sometimes there is difficulty. Like Sudama Brahman did not ask what Krishna wanted to give him. He was attached that he could remain without any asking for anything from the Lord. But sometimes you have to ask. So he did not ask. The Lord provided him everything. And there are many, many examples. Like Dhuru Maharaj, he did not want anything. And that in place of diamond, and now I have seen you, in place, so why I should take the broken pieces of glass is that higher status. But Lord gave him the Dhuru planet to rule over for 36,000 years. So devotees are not interested in any material opulences. But a devotee who is pure devotee of the Lord, he could ask anything and Lord will give it. Akama sarvakama moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajet vrushapara, that you could service, yajet means you do worship Purush, Param Purush, that is Krishna or Narayan. And so Prahlad Maharaj, when he was asked by Hiranyakashipu, asked any boons, he says that please make my mind in such a way that I never ask, no desire to enjoy the material world that comes into me, and I do not want anything. But then ultimately, then he asked that please liberate my father who has done so much. Means he wanted to kill you, and he was giving me so much trouble. And but he says that when there is a devotee in the family, you are the pure devotee. Then 14 generations to come and 7 generations prior that has happened, they all get liberated. They all get free from the material entanglement, and they become eligible to go higher. So like this, there are both ways that one can become Nishkam Bhakta without any desire for anything, but the best thing not to ask any boon from the Lord. Lord knows what is necessary, why we have to keep body and soul together, but not to indulge in enjoyment in the material world. That is karmi. So he likes. So when a devotee is actually engaged in devotional service of the Lord, his apparently material opulences are not material. Now, when the material opulences are there, if he has it, he has engaged in devotional service, then and he is using it for Krishna service, then they are not material. Like if you are building a temple, then all the sand and concrete and steel and cement and doors and whatever that you are doing, it is all spiritual because it is used for a spiritual purpose. How you use it, that is what is seen. If you have a lot of money and use it for Krishna service to please him, like make nice bhogas and uh, offer to the public like all the nice prasadam uh, or nice clothings. You could get decorations, flower. We had like some devotees came, 200 devotees. They came from Nasik and around, and then they had a flower petals from all different kinds of nice smelling flower, almost like 3 quintals of flowers. The Lord was all so naturally the Lord becomes happy. He is a joyful. He is a person who likes to play, who likes to see something new. The next day they put 2,000 lamps like this deepak and put on the stem of the this banana stem. They put with the wire or, and they were hanging, and it was very nice scene. So for the Lord, you make nice festivities, nice festivals, because he always enjoys. Why his devotees, not karmis? Karmis, they use so much decoration for their marriage, competition, for their parties, but at all, everything belongs to Krishna, and it should be used for Krishna service. So, for example, if a devotee spends money to construct a beautiful and costly temple, the construction is not material, but is spiritual. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya. So, Yukta Vairagya means everything to be used for Krishna. You are detached, you are doing Vairagya. Like, say, you are not eating on Janma, this Ekadashi, and you can't chant. Then better to you eat and then chant properly. And anything that vairagya, that sometimes devotee, oh, I don't want this. No, but if it reduces your devotional service, then you accept it as a mercy of the Lord for service, not for your sense enjoyment. Like Nityananda Prabhu was Avdhut, but to spread Krishna consciousness in Navadvip, he asked him to get married. And there was, so then they both Jan, Janvi Mataji, he married to Janvi Mataji. And uh, another Mataji also, his her sister. So he married to them, and then he produced one child also. He became a leader of the and Janvi Mataji also became the leader of the Vaishnava society, and so much preaching was done. So he sent him to just for preaching purpose, and he asked him to get married. Although it is a rare, but that could happen. Raghunath Das Goswami, like initially, like he accepted some money from his father, Govardhan Majumdar, and uh, and then he was inviting devotees. But later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that he will accept, the devotee would come. He goes to the begging. Then in begging, because he was a son of a very rich man, filthy rich, so they will give him opulent food. But opulent food for a renunciant or sannyasi is not proper. It agitates your senses. So then he started eating that cows even would not eat the food or rice that is been thrown and in the gutter. So he will take that, wash them, and then he was eating. Eating, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so much pleased by his renunciation that he Vairagya, uh, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga, that you could have. So he came himself and said, oh, you are eating some nectarian rice, give it to me. And he took a morsel from his hand and ate it. He said that it is so nice. So this Sanatan Goswami, he was given by his brother-in-law, they gave him a very nice Kashmiri boat or blanket. It was very cold and he was walking and he said, no, I don't want that. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking when he went to Sanatan Goswami to Varanasi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking at it. Then now he is renounced and using such an expensive blanket. So he knew he was a very intelligent man. So he uh, went to the river bank, and then some washerman was washing a goodly, a torn cloth sewn by many old clothing. So he said that please exchange this. You take this and give me that. This is why you are joking with me. You are seems a very gentleman, sadhu. No, I'm not joking. Please take it. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. So we have to see what your actions, the Lord is pleased. And that is our main duties. Do it everything for Krishna, for his pleasure. You decorate, build very beautiful temples, decorate Krishna, have so many garlands. In Vrindavan, they decorate 5-6 lakhs rupees on Janmashtami day and Gaur Purnima and Prabhupada's appearance day. And they use it, but not for their own aggrandizement, not for sense gratification, but for Krishna's pleasure. So those things are there. And a devotee's mind is never diverted to the material side of the temple. The bricks, stone, and wood used in construction of the temple are spiritual, just as the deity, although made of a stone, is not a stone but the supreme personality of Godhead Himself. The more one advances in spiritual consciousness, the more he can understand the elements of devotional service. Means what should be used, what are the elements of devotional service, how you could use them. So you have to have a spiritual master or through the scripture that you understand and then follow that. Nothing in devotional service is material. If you could use anything, that is your own children, your own family, your wife is devotee, your home is, there is a center, it should be all centered around the home, around the deity service. Nothing in devotional service is material, everything is spiritual. Consequently, a devotee is awarded so-called material opulence for spiritual advancement. Means if he is given, just like Sudama was given so much material opulence, what did he do? He gave it to all the brahmanas and cows and protection like worshipping, and so he did not use for himself. Yudhishthir Maharaj was given, and Arjun went to the north side. There was some in the past before that they were using all the gold pots for feeding the devotees and demigods and gold pot, and they just throwed it there. They did not even take it. So Arjun went there and brought all of those for the Ashwamedh again for the coronation of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Krishna wanted that, and Duryodhana was amazed. Oh, it is so much, and he became very very jealous. And then he asked them to come for the dice match. And he could not refuse Yudhishthira Maharaj because they got a letter from the father. Father means the Bada Papa, Pita. They never said that Chacha and Tau, and but they also accepting him as a father, and that should be the way. So Bada Papa. So Dhritarashtra wants it. So he went to fulfill the desire of his uh, father. It's not like a stepfather. This opulence is an aid to help the devotee advance towards the spiritual kingdom. So if you have money, you could use it for Krishna service. Prabhupada had so much money. He was like number one rich man in the world at one time. He had so many temples, so many devotees to sacrifice for him, to give their life for him. So that is even some Muslim king when he saw behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was going to Navdeep, so many people are following. He said that he must be God. No, no, no. Sanatana Goswami said, no, no, he's just a ordinary mendicant, just going here some followers. But Nabab Hussain saw in his mind that he is a not just prophet, but he is Supreme Lord himself. So devotees uh, use this everything in the service of the Lord. If it is because of their destiny or Supreme Lord provide, they use it for Krishna. Thus, Maharaj Chitraketu remained in material opulence as a Vidyadhar Pati. This is after Maharaj Chitraketu. He was given an aeroplane. He had a big treasury. He could travel anywhere by by this aeroplane. So that's where when he went to Kailash Parvat, he saw Lord Shiva sitting amidst many sands, and his wife was sitting for Mother Parvati on his lap. He just jokingly, just because now he is also advanced devotee, just said that it does not behave for a person in such a stature to sit in front of the public with his wife on the lap. Anyway, but during the battle, this Chitraketu, he he really just that Indra. Chitraketu is completely pure devotee. And Indra was not just Sakam Bhakta, but he wanted all this, that I should kill him and take my possessions back from this Chitraketu became at that time the means the demon, and he was Vratrasur. So he was a demon Vratrasur, and he was very, very powerful. Although his one hand was cut off, but still he was fighting. Then second hand was cut off. Then even he opened his mouth, and then all the Vajra and they went inside, and he swallowed all that. And Indra was very much afraid. He is telling that please kill me, at least that I could give up this demonic body, this Rakshas body, and go. Uh, and he, so they made a Vajra from the bones of the Dichi Muni. And then it was given, it was Lord said that if you use that, then the Bhartarasur could be killed. And he said that please throw it, don't be afraid of me. So he's completely detailed, and Indra want all the big opulences and everything that would come along with that. His kingdom and his prestige, and he was drinking some liquor there, and he wanted to enjoy with the. So he is an ordinary Jiva soul. But Chitraketu was a very, very million times better than Indra himself, although not Chitraketu, but now Ratarasur, it's a body. So the Krishna says that if you have done a lot of devotional service, then you take birth in a devotee family. But if you are very opulent, or you do little bit devotional service, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrasto Vijayate. If you fall down or you don't complete your devotional service, then if it is a lot of devotional service, you take birth in a devotee family. If little bit, you take birth to advance further in Krishna consciousness in a rich family. That way you don't have to worry about what I will eat, how I will do. You don't have to go for, but you use that time in Krishna service. But it is in your hand. You could fall down also from that position. And but main thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to eat at those houses which are Lakpati. Lakpati means not by money, but who is chanting 100,000 names of the Supreme Lord. 60, at least minimum of 64 rounds or more. Then only Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to eat at their houses. So devotees also, I mean, he just says that he gets more money by that. He is awarded so-called material opulence for a spiritual advancement. This opulence is then had to help the devotee advance towards the spiritual kingdom. Thus, Maharaj Chitraketu remained in material opulences as a Vidyadhar Pati, or master of the Vidyadharas. And by executing devotional service, he became perfect within a very few days and returned home, back to Godhead, taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord Shesha, Ananta Shesh. Was his Ananta Shesh is expansion from Shirodakshai Vishnu. Shirodakshai Vishnu expands into this Paramatma and also Ananta Shesh. A karmi's material opulence and a devotee's material opulence are not on the same level. Srila Madhacharya, it is completely different. What karmi would use? Liquor, woman hunting, gambling, meat eating, they are all with the opulence in the material hand. It's like a sword in the hand, it is a two-edged sword. If a devotee uses it, then it is for Krishna's service. If a karmi uses it, it will ultimately be detrimental for that man. A person who is very opulent cannot really, even if an elephant could be put in the eye of the needle, but this very opulent man, if he is not a devotee, cannot go back to home, back to Godhead, or cannot again develop love of Godhead, but he will fall down from his position. Anyantariyaminam Vishnum Upashanya Samipagah Bhaved Yogyataya Tasya Padam Va Prapnuyan Naraha. By worshipping Lord Vishnu, one can get whatever he desires, but a pure devotee never asks Lord Vishnu for any material benefit. Prahlad Maharaj said, I am not a businessman. I am not asking anything. Instead, he serves Lord Vishnu without material desire and is therefore ultimately transferred to the spiritual kingdom. In this regard, Srila Veer Raghav Acharya comments, Yathesta Gatir hi Artha. By worshipping Vishnu, a devotee can get whatever he likes. Maharaj Chitraketu wanted only to return home, back to Godhead, and therefore he achieved success in the way. So just little bit about these opulences and how and whether that Nishkam karma, is it a bhakti or not? Nishkam karma means you don't desire anything. You don't want Nishkam. You do activity for Krishna, but don't ask anything. But not from. So that Jiva's param dharma is Krishna bhakti. Savai punsham paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaji. Ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasiddhati. So karma is, it is in us, it could help the devotee and devotional service, but it is not by itself, is not a bhakti itself. Not sat karma, haritoshanam yat. That when the Hari, Krishna is pleased, that is the real karma. Not nishkam karma, or I don't want, I'm just giving up everything. But for whom you are giving up and not accepting? It is not a yukta vairagya. Hum Swanisthittasya dharmasya sansiddhir hari toshana. That Hari should be pleased. That is the main purpose behind everything. What about the Varnashram dharma? It is not part of the bhakti. Either if you do Varnashram dharma nicely 100 times, you could take the position of Indra. That's why Indra, or you could become Brahma. By, or if you do Ashwamedh Yagya 100 times, Shatakratu, then you could become Indra also. So these are bhakti, but only Krishna is not pleased. Krishna is pleased only by bhakti, not by bhaktyaham ekaya grahya. Only by devotional service I could be pleased, not by this varnashram dharma, or not by nishkam karma, and we will talk about nishkam karma more. So तावत् कर्माणि कुर्वीत न निर्वेद्येत यावति मत कथा श्रवणादो वा श्रद्धा यावन जायते. That you should do your work, don't give up all your work or whatever duty you are doing until you become that you have been enjoy the Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha is happening. You like to know more about Krishna and Krishna's entourage and Nam, Roop, Gun, Lila, everything. So Varnashram Dharma, you get Swarga, go higher planetary system. So Krishna is also saying, Hato, if you just fight, Hato va prapsasi Swargam, Jitva va mokshase mahim, Tasmat uttista kaunteya, Yudhaya krata nishya, that you decide to fight. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this Varnashram Dharma is Bahya. It's outer, not really, because everybody, see, devotional service is equal for everybody, whatever, whether it is lower caste, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or any ashram that may be, doesn't matter. Grihastha, ya Brahmacharya ashram, ya any ashram, but it is same for everyone, chanting the Navda Bhakti. It has nothing to do with one and ashram. So Nishkam Karma could give liberation, but not Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem is beyond mukti, beyond liberation. There are four kinds: Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha. So four that you want to do it, you want to get it. It's a necessary. You do some devotional service, then you earn some money and you use it to enjoy. But enjoy more than what is needed for body and soul together, or not according to the scriptural injunction, then you will fall down. But ultimately, Krishna Prem is the topmost. Pancham Purusharth is four are Purusharth. Pancham Purusharth is Krishna. So that's why the Karmajam Buddhi Yukta hi Phalam Tyaktva Manishina. Janma Bandha Vinirmukta Padam Gachanti Anamaya. That is text number 251 from Bhagavad Gita. So, people who are Pandit, who are learned, then whatever by your activity, whatever fruits that you gave by your activity, they give it up. And you become free from karma bandhan. but you don't develop love of God. So that karma phal tyag should be for Krishna. Yad karoshi yadashnashi yajjuhosi dadasiyat yad tapasvasi kaunteya tad kurusho madarpanam. So karmarpan Krishna. Varna. So Krishna said this is also at Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai were discussing, and Ramananda Rai was giving this. He said that that is also external. It is not, the Krishna does not become happy with karmarpan, karma arpan, that whatever karma, the result are coming, you give it to Krishna. It is not prem seva or tat sukha tatparyamay seva. Tat sukha, that it is happiness for Krishna, what he wants, what is his desire. Then you give it to him that. Like some guru is asking you, give me water, then you are bringing milk and juices, and he does not like that. So you do what? So tat sukha tatparyamay. Ananya bhakti, it's that ananya. In this, you do not have the desire to have obtained the result of your activity. But Krishna is not in the center. You don't want. Everything has to be done for satisfaction of Krishna. That is the Nishkam karma is Gyan Mishra Bhakti. It is not a Shuddha Bhakti. Nishkam karma, that is only like Nishkam karma means you do any kind of activity. People may earn by selling liquor or anything, and then oh, I don't want the result. The result is up to Krishna, but it is impure. How you could give those results? Nishkam without any desire for the fruits, but it is not a pure bhakti. It is, you may say, karma mishra or gyan, karma jnana mishra bhakti. If you are working or gyan, it is, so it is only you could offer to Krishna what is according to the Shastra. Not you could offer, okay, I will offer this, that, or wine or meat or pyaj and lasan and nice pakodas, and I will offer that. Not regular official activity that you do, vyavaharik karma, that is not, Krishna is not pleased. But a devotee is much more higher than Nishkam Karmi. Means he is ready to do any activity for Krishna to please him. Like people used to join in the beginning, I have seen even Bhakti Charu Maharaj, and they are giving clean toilets, clean pots, clean the floors. So those kind of whatever is needed for Krishna, you do that. That is not feeling that, oh, I am such a elevated person, I am such a rich man. King Pratap Rudra, like he was brooming the Rath for the in front of the Rath Yatra. Even now also, the king of Puri, he takes a broom, and then Rath Yatra, he brooms the road, grand road. Before. So it is done by heart to please Krishna, what is needed. So a devotee does everything for Krishna. You give yourself, and then any activity you do, it is for Krishna. So you do activity, and then you give yourself to Krishna, and then you offer whatever for Krishna's pleasure. Iti Punsarpita Vishnu Bhakti She Nava Lakshana Kriyate Bhagat. Say in Bhagavatam it has been given that Vishnu, that first you give yourself and then you do the anushthan or you do activity for Krishna's pleasure. Then everything becomes Krishna. Sadhak means one who is practitioner. He gives his soul, mind, senses to Krishna. Then whatever he is doing by his senses, it becomes a devotional service. And then you give karma ka samyak tyag, fully doing all the activity. It is somewhat activity, bhakti ka akar, pran nahi. It is not the heart of devotional service. Like he just says, Gita is also saying, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam. Aham Tvam, you are afraid. Then he says that he will free you from any reaction of this path. So, what is bhakti? Pran bhari bhakti, the atyantiki shraddha. You should have so much atyantiki means to the end extent. You should have a faith in Krishna and prem ki balwati lalsa. That prem seva, so intense desire without which you cannot live. That kind of surrender that I will. So loving devotional service. That's what Prabhupada is saying. And you should have shraddha, atyantiki shraddha. What is that atyantiki? That a sadhak or a devotee feels that only by hearing like Navda Bhakti Bhagavad Katha, I will become purified, not by jnana and karma. Karma means you do any activity that is karma. You may be doing it for Krishna, but it is what Krishna is needing, what is there, he wants. So you could know by Shastra, you could know by Guru, but not whimsically. So lolyam api ekle mulyam. What is the lolupta? You should be so much greedy to get that, to please Krishna. Then if you are greedy, then Krishna comes, he is attracted to that. We do by kartavya buddhi, that does not work kartavya. Uttama bhakti is not sakam karma, not by giving up your activity, not karma arpana mastu, you could give your result of the karma to Krishna, not by nishkam karma. Nishkam karma, it should be nishkam karma, it should be without any uh, desire to enjoy, but it should be for Krishna, should be for his satisfaction. It should be artha hridaya, that you should, that Krishna, please come, please take it, please uh, uh, take whatever I am giving it to you. Just like you have heard that story, that one father and had a son, he was offering some 3, 4 laddus every day in the morning, and then he had to go outside. Then he told his son that please offer, just ask Krishna to eat, and just sit for some time, put tulsi leaves, and close the curtain when you are offering. So he went, and then the son took these 4 laddus and offered to Krishna, but Krishna did not come. He was hungry, he would not eat for long, long period of time. And his father, like 2 days, 3 days. And he says, unless you eat, I cannot take, I will not eat. Then Krishna came and his father. And then he said, his father came and says, where is that prasad? Krishna ate all that. How come? Show me. So from the side he's seeing, and Krishna would not come, but then he was crying and said, please, they will think that I just took the laddus and ate myself, and that is, so please show him. So he just came for a few minutes. He showed him, and then the father was very happy, and he said that you are my Guru. Same thing, there was a Gopal boy, Gopal. He was a son of a very maid servant, very, very poor, but she somehow admitted his son to one Gurukul, which was couple miles or 2, 3 miles away. And now she could not walk, so she said that you ask that you have a brother, and you ask his name may be different, and Gopal, your brother is Gopal, he will come and he will take you there, and you do not have to be afraid. So he was crying and calling his brother, and his brother came, and then because his mother was a devotee, and he took him to the Gurukul, then he will come back. One day there was a Shraddha of the teacher, and he asked everybody to bring a lot of milk or yogurt or some fruits or anything. So he was asking that. So this child, his mother, he asked, mother, please give me something for my teacher. So he says, I do not have, ask your brother. So he asked his brother, and brother bought a little pot of milk and he gave it to the teacher. Then in the line, people who were bringing big drums and big buckets of different things, and a teacher would not pay any attention. Then he said, please take mine. So he was begging to the teacher. And teacher not in a very pleased with the boy, but he took that lota and he was pouring it to the big pot because he invited thousands of people, Brahmanas for his father's Shraddha. So he was pouring and it would never get empty. The Krishna is unlimited. Anything with Krishna is unlimited. And he could not empty that. So many pots were filled up with that milk. Then ultimately, where did you get this pot? Please. He was crying and asking this child, please take me, show me. He said, it's my friend, my brother. So he would not come. Now you are not afraid to cross over. You were coming, I was coming when you were alone, but now you have a teacher. Then he prayed that, please be merciful to my teacher also. So he showed. So in this way, Krishna comes, he shows, and Krishna's things are unlimited, but only for unlimited if you are using for Krishna's service, not for yourself. Uh, if you have so much hunger in your stomach and then you are thirsty, then food and water would be so much palatable. But if you are so, when you have so much hunger for Krishna seva, you should be then. Uh, then Krishna is Artha Bandhu, then he accepts his offering. When he sees so much hungriness in his Premai Seva, then he accepts that. Then his Jatragni, his stomach becomes so much empty and so much hunger that he wants to eat, that he will eat everything. There are many stories in our Shastra that one teacher that okay, you take the cows and then you make your some bati in the forest and you eat it. So he was giving him some atta. Then he offered, but he offered. Then Krishna came because he was offering with love and devotion. So Krishna came. Then he says, next time my Radharani will come. Next time gopis will come. And he was asking more and more. So he was that so much that what is happening? Does he feed close to the cows or does he eat or what happens? So then he one day he just went hiding and saw that there was moon entourage of Krishna was eating. And so anyway, he had so much desire to serve Krishna. And that is how Krishna accepts this. And to increase the hunger in Krishna is it should have an intense desire to feed him. And along with that, Shravan Kirtanadi, that we should be engaged in Krishna Seva by Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Navda Bhakti. So this is about, we discussed about Nishkam Bhakti. It's not the same as a pure Bhakti. Prema Bhakti, that is different. With Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha, but it is not the same. So I will read one more verse. There is no purport to that. Text number 30. Mranal Gauram Shitivasasam Surat Kirita Keyur Kati Trakanam Prasanna Vaktra Runalochanam Vratam Dadarsha Siddheshwara Mandalai Prabhum. Upon reaching the shelter of Lord Shesha, this Chitraketu, the supreme personality of Godhead, Chitraketu saw that he was Godhead. Chitraketu saw that he was a white. These are the description of the supreme personality of Godhead. How he saw him. He was as white as the within fiber of a lotus flower. He was dressed in bluish garments and absorbed with a brilliantly glittering helmet, armlets, belt, and bangles. His face was smiling, and his eyes were reddish. He was surrounded by such exalted, liberated persons as Sanat Kumar. They were along. He was surrounded by his devotees. He always entourage is there. So see, there is a description of the Lord's, what he wears, how he seems, what is his color, what are his limbs. And then atheists, they say, oh, there is no God. Or in this impersonalist, oh, he has no form. His form comes from he is formless. And that is many people, all the Shankarites, they don't believe in the form. Even the Christianities and many, they don't believe in the form of the Lord. And he has given so many forms. Every leaf has a different form. Every snowflake has a different form. Then we say that he has no form. It's a completely nonsense, completely illogical. But he shows his forms to many devotees. And the deity form, he accepts. He could come in his, like he could go to the prison house if Krishna wants. A king could go. Krishna could also come. So why he is a personal? He is a person. It is not impersonal. So, but these Mayavadis, they think that he accepts the body through the Maya. Otherwise, Krishna is formless. And then the reason behind all this, that we could also merge in Krishna, Sayuja Mukti, and we will become God. Namo Narayan, you are Narayan, I am Narayan. So these are the completely without any scriptural basis. People they think in that way. Uh, but Lord is always surrounded by his entourage. And previous the so next verse 31, the same theme how the Lord looks like. So in just few verses, it just says, and then Chitraketu is speaking after 33rd verse. This is all the description that he's seeing the Lord and what Lord is saying. That has been given in these verses. Tadarshanaadvas the samasta kinkil vishayha स्वरथा मलान्तः करणोऽभ्ययान् मुनिः प्रवृद्धभक्त्या प्रणयाशु लोचन प्रहरस्तरोमा नमदादि पुरुषम. This is all Ananta Shesh, or the Lord Ananta. As soon as Maharaj Chitraketu saw the Supreme Lord, he was cleansed of all material contamination and situated in his original Krishna consciousness. Anytime you see the Lord, it's a great result of seeing the Lord. Narad Muni saw, the Dhruva saw, so many, whoever sees the Lord. Lord was a friend even. He was sitting at the chariot and driving the chariot. How merciful Lord is. That is feeding the horses and is removing their tiredness by bathing them. And means you can, and then you say that Krishna has no form. This is completely illogical, demonic. Krishna, his form like Brahmajyoti, is formless in the way that it is just the Brahmajyoti, the effulgence, the halo. As soon as Maharaj Chitraketu saw the Supreme Lord, he was cleansed of all material contamination and situated in his original Krishna consciousness. Being completely purified, he became silent. He did not engrave. And because of love for the Lord, tears fell from the eyes, and his hairs stood on the hand. With great devotion and love, he offered his respectful obeisances unto the original personality of Godhead. So these are all original, like Krishna and his expansions. They're all original person, like Lord Ram, Varaha, Narasimha. They're all original personality of God. But we are, so Krishna has two kinds of Swams Tattva and we are Vivinnans Tattva. We are Jiva soul is Vivinna Anshu. We are also Anshu. The word Tad Darshana Dvasta Tam. Oh, I removed my glass. Samatha Kilvishayi is very important in this verse. If one regularly sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the temple, one will gradually be disinfected of all material desires. So one should see the temple. Temple could be in the home. Temple could be in the real temple. When you go to a big temple where there are beautiful deities, beautiful form, beautiful decoration, beautiful dresses, beautiful ornaments, is decorated very nicely, and one should go Mangala Arti or evening Arti or no, Shayan Arti or so he will be free from all material desires by visiting the temple and seeing the deity. Then one is freed from all the results of sinful activity. One will be purified and with a healthy and mind completely cleansed, he will increasingly make progress in Krishna consciousness. So anyway, I will end here. There is almost an hour would go by. So if you have any 32, 33 is again description of the Supreme Lord Anantadev. Hello? Who is there? Hare Krishna? Okay, sorry. Somebody was knocking the door. So if you have any comments and questions, you can unmute, and I hope that you could hear well with this little Android phone.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much Prabhuji for your nectarian class. And Prabhuji, you have completed till 31, na?
Till 31, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
29, 30 and 31. 3 verses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I request all the devotees, if they have any comments or any questions, please go ahead and ask.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanvat Pranam, Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna, Radha Raman Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, it's very important for us to learn from scriptures how we should conduct our own lives. So the Chitraketu Maharaj's story is very inspiring. So thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah, no, that's why they are there to learn from all of these exalted Vaishnavas, devotees, kings, and we learn from all of those. Whether Ambarish Maharaj or Yudhishthir Maharaj or Chitraketu, it's so much elaborate it has been given. So we can learn and take so many lessons. But just by reading oneself, one cannot, like reading Bhagavad Gita, you cannot learn. It should be learned under the direction of the different Guru, and also you should learn by the Bhakti. Prabhupada is given so much elaborate purpose, so we can understand and apply in our life. Just Gyan and Vigyan. Gyan is when we apply in our life and show that. And if you practice that, that is much better than a theoretical by precept. You could do the preceptor, sir, but once on, like when you show in your life, that is much more effective. Prabhupada was so much pure devotee, it became effective. He was practicing that. So that's why people would listen to him. Okay, so one example is better than a precept. Theoretical knowledge is not that important. It cannot give you much substance and you would not take it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Anyone
Krishna,
else
Maharaj.
has it?
Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandat Pranam Prabhuji.
All glories to Guru and Gora. This is Radha Vallabh here.
Radhavan. How are
Good
you?
question. I'm good, Maharaj. Your blessing.
Okay.
I have a question, like if I'm not, I'm myself struggling with the going in Krishna consciousness, and is it okay to ask to help for others, like asking close relatives that, okay, my desire is they also come in Krishna consciousness. So is it, if I ask Krishna, that will be you will see it as a pure hypocrisy, because I'm myself is struggling for that. Please.
Yeah, you could ask, you could pray to the Supreme Lord, not for material opulences, whatever according to your destiny you're getting, and use it everything in Krishna's service. So asking is not wrong. There are many prayers. Draupadi asked to save her prestige or save her life, or she was being made naked by Dushasana and Duryodhan, this Dhamma Chaukdi party. So you could ask, she asked, please, please come and save me. And he came in the form of sari. So one can ask anything from the Lord, but not material things to enjoy your senses and remain in the material world. As long as it is true, if it is all used for Krishna. Like there was one devotee, there were seven like Guru Vayur temple, or what is that temple? There are seven paridhi or walls all around the temple.
Srirangam?
Yeah, Srirangam, right, correct. And then there was not enough money, so he became a dacoit, and he was stealing. And Krishna was happy, so he came with Lakshmi and Narayan. They came with so much wealth, so much jewelry and diamonds and all things. And he again asked them, "Stop, don't go." So they voluntarily gave everything, but last that ring on the toe on the Lakshmi's toe had come out. So he put his mouth and she let him suck her toe, and removed that ring. So Krishna also helped. He does not see that he's a dacoit, but it should not be regular practice. We should follow the laws of this state government, so people don't get angry. They don't feel that they are all like stealing and they are all. So devotees should have a good rapport, so they could listen to the philosophy. If you don't follow properly, then the society would not accept that, and they would not listen. And how you will be able to preach? Krishna becomes very happy when you bring other people who are away from him at his lotus feet. He wants, we are all bewildered children, we are all gone away from him, and he would be pleased if you bring as many forgotten people who have forgot their own that who what is your, that you are a soul, part and parcel of Krishna. You are his, our real father is Krishna. Mame vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. That everybody is a sanat. They are all eternal. But we have forgotten devotees. Remember that, so we should bring those people who have forgotten Krishna by chanting, by nice decoration of the temple, by nice festivals, by feeding them prasad. There are many ways that you could bring the souls, by philosophy, by Bhagavad Gita discussions, nice sweet kirtans. Prabhupada get by some nice food. He used to keep gulab jamuns and ISKCON bullets, and people would be happy to come for prasadam, and then they all joined ultimately. So we should try that that people whom you contact. Yare dekho tare ko Krishnopadesh, amara agya hai hoy, Guru tare ye desh. That you become a guru and then you liberate all the people, whole country to the lotus feet of the Lord. So he likes that, and we should do that also. Even an ordinary material father would be very happy with a person who brings his last child to his home. So you could ask, there are many prayers, but you could ask ready-made prayers done in Srimad Bhagvatam, or you could ask but it should be heartfelt, not to show up. It should be heartfelt prayers. Okay? From the heart, not superficial.
Okay, Maharaj.
I'm very happy to see you after a long time.
Maharaj, actually, it's too early here this time. And when we have go office, it's difficult. But now, since it is Christmas holidays for a week.
Oh, that's why you could come. Okay.
Yeah. Sometime I tried on the weekends also. If there's a try to come and weekend, I'm okay. Yeah, but I go now because I'm in Edmonton and temple is close by. I try to go in Mangala Aarti also there.
Okay, nice to see you and nice to hear you. Sweet voice.
Thank you. Maharaj, what's your plan to come US this year?
US, I'm leaving on 30th of March. Would be there for about 3 weeks or so.
Oh.
Returning back, I have not planned yet, but I come up to almost like even. See, let me see. This year, maybe I could come up to Toronto, where you could come.
I see, but I'm coming to India, Maharaj, 1st of March.
Oh, 1st of March.
1st March.
Yeah, please come.
Yeah,
okay.
I will see that.
So come to our Khargon temple. Plan
sure.
to
I have a plan.
Delhi or Mumbai to Indore. Okay. Okay. We'll talk. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My best wishes and blessings to you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So anyone else has any?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for this nectarine class, Maharaj. I don't have any question, but thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaurav Bhakta jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatrubhishya kripa sindhubhya eva patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai. His Holiness Samik Rishi Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for association. We are so grateful, Prabhuji, to hear
All
you.
glories to all the devotees. Gaur Bhakta ki jai.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.